The Pogrom of 1938, Remembrance and Reconciliation. In the interview, Chief Rabbi of Moscow, Pinchas Goldschmidt.
Rabbi Goldschmidt, it's been 75 years since the Night of Broken Glass, the Reichspogromnacht as it's officially called in Germany. This will also be the first time since the Second World War that European rabbis will meet in Berlin. Was it a difficult decision to make, given the gravity of that fateful point in history?
Years ago, our standing committee agreed to meet in Berlin. And at that time, the big question was whether or not the entire conference might return to Germany. We came to the conclusion that a Jewish community is now existing and thriving in Germany, especially since some 150,000 Jews were allowed to emigrate here from the former Soviet Union. So there really was no question about it. German Jewry is part of European Jewry as a whole. It's our mission to renew and rebuild Jewish life here in Germany. Since the Shoah, we've been committed to that task throughout Europe.
You're saying there was no resistance among European rabbis to meeting here precisely on the 75th anniversary?
No, there was absolutely no dissent.
What meaning does the conference in Berlin have for European Jews?
It's a paradox. Germany is the only European country where the Jewish population is actually increasing. In most other countries, the numbers are sinking. The Jewish community here is very young and not very well organized. It's taken some time because the majority here are from the Soviet Union. They had no chance at all to organize in their homeland. They couldn't raise their children in the faith. There was no schooling in line with Jewish principles. So it's important for us to be in Berlin and to underscore our efforts to rebuild a vibrant Jewish community in Germany.
In Berlin zu sein und zu sagen, wir machen mit am Wiederaufbau, an der Zukunft eines Judentums hier in Deutschland.
That means that Jewish life in Germany is dependent on those who could not live their faith in the Soviet Union.
Exactly.
Is that difficult?
Es ist schwierig, aber nicht unmöglich.
Difficult, but not impossible. You know that the Jewish people have always had to face difficult struggles. We didn't have our own nation for over 2,000 years. And 3 years after the end of the Holocaust, the Shoah, the darkest chapter of our history, the Jewish people were allowed to return to Jerusalem and Israel. We never gave up hope, although in 1945, many Jews thought the end had come.
Also, wir hatten nie die Hoffnung verloren. Nach 1945 gab es Juden, die glaubten, das ist das Ende.
Rabbi Goldschmidt, we're in the dining room of what used to be a private synagogue, Beth Zion. You say that Jewish life is possible, and that's an opinion many people appear to share. Do you predict a renaissance of German Judaism to the same degree as that which influenced and impacted Germany in a myriad of ways over 5, 6, and 7 decades?
Also die Symbiosis zwischen die deutschen Kultur.
The symbiosis between German culture and the Jewish minority is embedded into the history of the past century.
Gelebt hat und die äußerst große Präsenz von
German Jews have played a magnificent role in German literature and the culture as a whole.
Der Kultur überall, das ist ein Teil der Geschichte.
And of course, before World War II, Berlin was a recognized center of Jewish thought and knowledge for rabbis.
Des jüdischen Wissens für Rabbiner.
What role does modern Germany play with its soul-searching about the Holocaust? What do Jews in Europe and around the world think of this?
Nachkriegsdeutschland mit Kanzler Adenauer und später auch mit allen anderen Kanzlern, die nach ihm kamen und heute auch mit
There's a common consensus that Germany has a special duty. This was true from the post-war period under Chancellor Konrad Adenauer and with all other chancellors, including Angela Merkel. Germany has pledged to do all it can to protect the State of Israel from its enemies and to support the recreation of a vital Jewish community here in Germany. A few months ago, we awarded Chancellor Merkel the Lord Jakobowitz Prize at a ceremony in Brussels.
Wir haben vor ein paar Monaten Kanzler Angela Merkel,
it was our way of thanking her for her tireless efforts on behalf of European Jewry and against anti-Semitism. She also mediated in the recent controversy over circumcision in Germany.
Gegen den Antisemitismus und letztens auch die entscheidende Rolle während der Beschneidungsdebatte hier in Deutschland.
Antisemitism is a recurring concern. Do you see reason for concern here in Germany?
Antisemitismus ist ein Virus, das sich ändert und wechselt.
Antisemitism is a virus that mutates and grows.
Im Mittelalter, als Europa religiös war, war der Antisemitismus.
In the Middle Ages, Europe was very religious, so religion took on anti-Semitic overtones. Now Europe is more secular, and as a result, anti-Semitism is more racist in nature. After the State of Israel was founded, anti-Semitism took on anti-Zionist hues.
Vom traditionellen Antisemitismus genommen. Wir haben jetzt Angst, dass jetzt auch mit der
Now there's increased concern about the circumcision decision. In Brussels, Chancellor Merkel commented that much of the commentary on the issue was racist and anti-Semitic. We fear this might be the new face of anti-Semitism.
Lauteten. Und wir haben Angst, dass das vielleicht das neue Gesicht des modernen Antisemitismus ist.
Das heißt, dass Juden Do you mean that Jews are concerned about whether they can carry out their religious traditions?
Genau, weil in anderen Worten
circumcision is a basic tenet of the Jewish faith. Anyone wanting to convert must submit to this procedure. As you know, Hanukkah begins in a few weeks' time, about the same period as your Christmas holidays. It commemorates the Maccabean revolt against Greek occupation and the Greek ban on circumcision.
Die Revolution von den Makkabäer gegen die griechische Okkupation war wegen des Verbots der Beschneidung. Und Sie wissen ja auch, dass der alte Name von
You're also surely aware that the old term for New Year in both the Anglican and Greek Orthodox churches honored the circumcision of Jesus. Europe is becoming a secular society. Europe is grappling with immigrants from the Middle East and Northern Africa. But curbing religious freedoms would be the wrong path for a pluralistic Europe.
Der Weg für ein pluralistisches Europa ist die Religionsfreiheit einzuschränken.
Are European rabbis concerned about any one country in particular right now?
Wir sind sicher besorgt von
We're certainly disturbed at the rise of neo-fascist parties in Hungary and the extreme right in Greece. The financial crisis has brought many dark undercurrents to the surface. Europe must fight against these powers to ensure that the past doesn't repeat itself.
Europa muss gegen diese Kräfte kämpfen, sicher zu sein, dass die Vergangenheit nicht wiederholt wird.
Rabbi Goldschmidt, what message will this conference try to send to Germany and to Europe?
Auch nach Deutschland hin senden.
Das Signal wäre, dass erstens
The night of broken glass occurred 75 years ago. In my mind, that was the starting point for the final solution, the Holocaust. But we survived, and the Jewish faith is vibrant once again throughout Europe. Judaism has also returned to Germany, and we hope this country will continue to commit itself to seeing that it never happens again. That goes for all countries who contributed to the Holocaust. The conflict cost 80 million lives in Europe. It must never be repeated. Jews may have been the first victims, but in the end, all of Europe suffered under the Nazi regime.
Wir waren vielleicht die erste Opfer, aber am Ende war jeder Europäer ein Opfer des Naziregimes.
Rabbi Goldschmidt, thank you.
Bitte schön.